So this week, in partnership with Reach for a Dream, we've been trying to make the dream of a little 6-year-old girl who worked her way into my heart and the heart of so many South Africans recently. And all that she's wanted, little Tlhalefo, is a Wendy house to be filled with toys, but somebody who's become a friend of the show and somebody who's done so much good work in her own life. And she's been on 5 Drive recently. Reached out and said, basically, I'm keen to help and I'd like to do something. You might know her as an author. You might know her as a person with her own doll range, former Miss South Africa, former Miss World Africa, former Miss Universe, a powerhouse, somebody who's always just such a pleasure to chat to. Bokang Montjane, Chabalala, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you guys doing?
Fine, we're hanging on and carrying on and hanging in there. How's your book been going, by the way? Last I spoke to you, I think it was just about to get out there.
It's been doing phenomenal and so many orders. It's just a pity that it's obviously over the COVID, pandemic, and we can't really do some of the marketing plans that we had obviously had. It's really amazing how people have just opened their hearts to both books, and they feel like they're really quite relatable to their kids as well. So yeah, it's been going quite well.
I want to talk to you about opening hearts. I was so overwhelmed, but not at all surprised at how quickly you were willing to come on board with this project. We've got a young girl, really brave family, 2 incredibly loving parents who've done everything that they can, to make sure that their little daughter is given the right kind of treatment and the right sort of care. The reality is, Bokang, at this time, it's incredibly difficult for families. What with the pandemic going on, to have to be dealing with hospitals and doctors that are already so burdened by everything else. It's not the same world. And I think I certainly think from my side, it's so important that we reach out as communities and we do what we can to those that are more vulnerable than ourselves.
I mean, first of all, I'm a mother, and I can't even imagine, what the parents must be going through with their little girl. And I mean, secondly, during the COVID-19 pandemic, my husband and I have been doing a whole lot of work in different communities to try and feed as many families as we possibly can. So there was no way I was going to say no to something like this, because as selfish as it sounds, I feel like it's more for me than even for her, because, you just want to keep doing good. And, even in the darkest of moments, you really just want to bring some sort of light to somebody else out there. And so, of course, I was definitely going to say yes. And I feel like it's just a nice opportunity for me as well to make somebody smile. And like you're saying, it's such a difficult time. It is an extremely difficult time. And can you imagine parents who have to deal with kids who need medical care? It's such a moment and it's such a time. And I thought, of course, stepping in, I will definitely try my level best to surprise her. I hope she'll be happy. And yeah, I mean, we can all do something. And I think the biggest message out of this should be that wherever you are in your own little small space, you can do something for someone, even in the hardest of times.
I wanted to talk about that. I mean, you're the perfect person as well, I think, specifically when it comes to, who Tlhalefo is and what she wants specifically, because she's very keen for a Wendy house, and she's very keen where you come in to have it filled with toys, and she wants to feel like a princess, and I think that you're in a good position to be able to do that. Have you thought about what you might like to be handing over to her?
Of course. I mean, a few years back, I did Queen for a Day Queen for a Day, and it was just so amazing to see how it meant so much to little girls who would get crowned on a day to make them feel like they're queens for a day. And so, I mean, for me to come on board with something like this, first of all, I'm going to make sure that she has beautiful clothes that have a beautiful character that looks like her, with a beautiful brown skin and a big afro hair. And I will make sure that she gets the doll as well, the Princess Bokang doll. I hope she will love it.
She will.
And also from what I've heard, she's a girl who loves reading. So I think she's definitely going to enjoy reading a book about a girl who grew up in a village and gets the biggest crown in the continent. So I think, I hope she enjoys it.
Well, thank you, Bokang, for getting involved, and it's good to hear that you're doing well and things are moving along in your life. But from myself and 5 Him and Reach for a Dream, it's a big pleasure to have youth come involved in this campaign. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you guys for the opportunity. And I mean, more than anything, it's just about reaching out to all the parents out there who are going through some of the hardest times. I can't imagine what they must be going through, whether their kids are sick or whether they've got healthy kids but they can't put food on the table. It's just about all of us praying for each other, and that's it. Yeah.
Awesome.